Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Or it depends on what time you're watching this. If it's a replay and you're watching it not live, it might not be morning. So. All right, let's see how many radio stations we can get on here today. Yeah, about 12 minutes or so before we go live with the interviews and all that. Today's interviews, Mr. Brent Kemnitz out of the MoPro Guide Service out of Mobridge, South Dakota is going to be my first half-hour guest. In the second half, I'm going to be talking to Mr. Kyle Manning. He is one of the contacts for the second annual bow fishing tournament that's being held out of that Pierre, South Dakota area. So a little bit of fishing talk here today. It's that time of year. Branding season, fishing season. That's what we got going on. All right, so we have the chat room open here. Feel free to send me anything. I see a couple people logging on right now, subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. I appreciate that. Mike Wagner, happy birthday, 55 years old on 5/50. I like it. Good morning, Karen. Hope everything is well in Mobridge today. Let's see here. I think I have everything kind of halfway set up around here. Let's see what else we got going on here. That's it. Big junior high, North Dakota junior high rodeo state shoot today. So if you're watching this on YouTube channel anywhere or listen anywhere in the North Dakota side, hope to see you there. Buffalo Gap Guest Ranch, Ole Goldberg, thanks for letting us have it up at your place, buddy. Morning, Jim. Good to have you tuning in here to the YouTube channel. Good branding yesterday at the Gerbig Ranch. So if anybody from that area is watching, thanks for having me again. Appreciate that. Good folks. No wrecks, no accidents. Everybody was still in good condition when we left. Or they were in good condition when I left. What happened after I left, I don't know. So what's nice about having to go on YouTube on the live channel side of things is I can't stay out Friday nights. And actually, I don't want to look like death in the morning, I guess is what I should be saying. All right, waiting for a couple more to get logged on here so we can get rocking and rolling here in the morning and go from there. What is he doing behind me? Right there. Talk Fishing, got a fishing show on TV behind me. Didn't even know that. All right, so the first guest is going to be Brent Kemnitz again. MoPro Guide Service, also the Mo Rest Motel, Mobridge, where I hang my hat when I go to the Mobridge area. And the second guest, again, Kyle Manning out of Pierre. What's this Facebook message about? Yes, I have. For those CP listening on Highway 12, get your butt up here. I need your help, Clay. Yeah, you bet. He must be within somewhere where there's a lot better cell phone service to get it on YouTube this way. But I've been getting some folks in the Hettinger area. All right, so South Dakota folks, before we get started and I get my first call here, the North Dakota private property rights failed. So there's a group called North Dakota Lockout. going to be locking up a whole bunch of private property that is, that was pretty much open to hunting, or even if there was a hunting sign, they would always let people get in there. However, since they don't want to have any property rights extended to private landowners, this group is starting and kind of in the initial stages here. Some folks in Hettinger are wondering what it's all about. I'll make sure to send you guys messages. Scranton and Bowman, you're making good time again. I'm going to get my first guest lined up here, so enjoy the silence. A little bit more silent. You'll hear me, not him right now. Morning, Mr. Kemnitz. Oh, it's the best day of my life. I got to wake up. A lot of people can't say they did that this morning, so oh darn it, I enjoyed it pretty well. How's everything down that way? Or I should say over, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. That's good though. That's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Well, I guess so I'm on Bismarck, I'm on Mobridge and on Pier with this Saturday morning show now. And I'm feeding it through YouTube Live, so you're also going to be heard on YouTube Live. People watching see my ugly mug sitting here in my studio. And so we'll start at 8:06, and we'll go to 8:15, and then 8:20 to 8:30, and those are hard breaks that I have to hit. So if you when you start hearing any kind of music, you have um, 15, 20 seconds to wrap up whatever you're saying. Yeah, and if I cut you off, don't take it the wrong way. It's just I have to keep on time. So, okay, good enough. We got a whole bunch of folks logging into YouTube Live here this morning. That's cool. Yeah, not a whole lot, got through the winter, or the long winter, I should say, long winter slash spring, right into calving. Had a pretty tough time calving this year. I had a lot of predator issues. Uh, yeah, and other than that, back into branding season here now, so it's been going good, and get to see neighbors that I haven't seen all winter and BS and talk a little bit. It's good. Yeah, have so I suppose. Have you been out at all? Okay. And I suppose. Good spring. We're almost into summer, man. we're we're getting closer and closer, but yeah. No, you said that is that last weekend of June still open on what you were saying there? That was June 28, 29 or 29, 20, 29, 30. Good. I was hoping like maybe like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday type of thing. That is what I was hoping. Kind of during the week is easier for me. So I'll check with Gene today because he's helping me with the state shoot. Or you know, okay. So, well, if it's not, at least to get out and do something. Well, he's doing all right. Yeah, he's doing all right. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at there. I went to school. Jesse, good morning. Hard, like the heart of a sea captain. Not quite sure what you mean by that. But thanks for tuning in. I have a few new subscribers here today. Thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. We'll be starting here in about 30 seconds and get rocking and rolling here. Talk a little bit about what's happening on the Missouri River reservoirs. Neither am I. Not sure what you're talking about, man. Look, see my new Cowboy Hall of Fame hat there, Jesse? Yeah. Okay. Spiffy. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. It's live on the powerhouses of the Missouri River Basin, K-Fire out of Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, South Dakota, also KGFX and Pierre. And most recently, you can also watch my ugly mug here live on my YouTube channel. Here, go to Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, subscribe, and drop me a question, comment, concern here in the top chat box here. Also, I made it even easier for you. Call into the radio program and chat along with me. Or if you're watching live on YouTube right now, you can do that too. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. It's pretty simple because I'm my own producer, so it automatically puts you on hold. I'll see that there's somebody here on the line, and we'll get to your call as soon as we can. Again, 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. Again, I'm your host here, Scott Bachmeyer, for the day, and I'm broadcasting from the porch of the bunkhouse on a pretty great morning. Why? Well, I woke up. Otherwise, it's windy and cool here in the Badlands along the Little Missouri River. And it's where I'm located here. And besides turkey season, it's also branding season. And for many ranchers and farmers across the Dakota Territory, in some areas of the Dakotas, there's open grazing when you're traveling on some of these back roads. So please be patient and courteous when you see some folks rounding up and pushing and driving cattle and moving them along, or even sometimes on the roads. Please don't honk your horn. And if you see them kind of coming up to corrals, just stop, let them do their thing. It's a lot easier on the cattle here. It's going to be a great day. I took off brandings today. I'm going to be hosting the North Dakota Junior High State Small Bore Shoot today. The North Dakota Junior High Rodeo State Small Bore Shoot. It's shooting targets at 50 yards with 22s. It's pretty cool. It's going to be held at the Buffalo Gap Guest Ranch just west of Medora, North Dakota. The top four qualifying here for the Nationals. So I'm excited to do that. Going to be kind of a challenging day in the wind here today, but that's how it's done. And then, of course, after the shoot, the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame is having their 2019 season premiere. That's happening here today, 5 o'clock for the Cowboy Social, 6 o'clock for the guest introduction, and 6:30 they're going to have the introduction of Hall of Fame inductees. 7 o'clock, Chicago Bears strength coach Casey Kramer is going to be giving a little speech out there. Presentations at 7:30. So if you have any more questions, just contact the Cowboy Hall of Fame, 701-623-2000. That is North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. And I'm donning their new ball caps here right now. Let's get going here today. Welcome my first guest, Mr. Brent Kemnitz. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Scott. Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry that took so long, but there's a lot of things going on today. So I don't know if you know about the state shoot like that. I know South Dakota does it too, but not many people know about the state small bore shoots anymore for the high school and the junior high rodeos.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's the first time I've ever heard of it. So yeah, it sounds like a pretty neat event.
It is cool. You know, the junior high only do the 22 shoot. They set up at 50 yards. They have they shoot from the prone, kneeling, and standing position, and then the official scorekeeper, add up the scores and see how it goes from there. So the top four go to nationals. Same thing in high school rodeo. However, in high school, besides the small bore shoot, they also do the trap shoot too. So, and I got to tell you a story. So the first year I ever hosted this thing, I didn't know what to expect. So we had a little trap place over by Scranton, North Dakota that allowed me to use their trap houses. And, you know, here come a whole bunch of high school kids flying up in a old Ford high boy, you know, a square body, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They fold a seat forward. I mean, that's that old of a pickup, single cab, fold a seat forward, pull out 2 rusty Remington 870s out of the back of their pickup, and they win the darn thing. Get back in their pickup, go back and win a roping. So you don't have to have the fancy high dollar stuff, but it's kind of fun to see these kids. But how's everything been going here in Mobridge, South Dakota?
It's been going good. Yeah, we're patiently awaiting spring yet. It seems like just this winter will not let go here. So, stuff's going good. I think we're going to be on track for a really good fishing season down here.
Yeah, you said it's been kind of slow because of the weather, though, and I understand that completely. I guess that's just part of the nature of the beast right now for this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just seems like once our water temp's got to get up to where these fish will kick back into gear and start biting again. Right now, I think they're more concerned about spawning and that sort of thing rather than feeding so much. So, yeah, a little warmth and steady weather would help out a lot.
You know, for those that don't know, that have been listening to the program and on YouTube here, Brent Kemnitz he runs a MoPro guide service out of Mobridge. Also, you have the Mo Rest Motel right there in the same area. It's real easy access to pretty much anything in Mobridge, including the fishing. So if folks have questions or comments, they can go to your website, find you on Facebook, I'm sure, and all that good stuff too, right?
Yep, definitely.
Social media king of Mobridge is what I hear.
No. Far from that, Scott.
Jeff Jansen told me that you post more selfies than anybody in Mobridge.
Yeah, Jeff Jansen is full of it.
Maybe it was Gene Cox. I can't remember which two said it, but
right.
But I know it's one of those guys that are listening here. But you say that the water temps need to get up. What are the water temperatures right now in your neck of Lake Oahe?
Well, I was out just a couple days ago, and about on the main lake, most of it's 40 to 42 degrees.
Wow.
You start getting up into the tributaries and stuff, and then you're seeing 48. I've seen 50 degrees in a few places, that's where it should be out on the main lake right now. So, yeah, I'd say we are a couple weeks behind schedule from what we have been in the past. So, yeah.
Are you catching anything?
We have been catching a few fish. It seems like the fish have been a little bit deep right now, and it's definitely not what it has been, previous years this time of the year. Usually they're on fire right now. So, yeah.
Question comes
and most of the time.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish out what you're going to say.
I just was going to say most of the time these fish are slid up real shallow. Guys are catching them, pitching jigs and stuff like that under 5 foot of water. And right now most of the fish are anywhere from 24 to 30 foot of water, and sometimes even deeper than that. So, yeah.
Well, text message says shore fishing for northern. How's it going?
That actually started out really good back in April, and then we got a big snowstorm and kind of shut it down a little bit. Now they're starting to fire back up again. It looks like most of the fish that guys have been taking are post-spawn, so they got their spawn done, the pike have, and starting to go back on the bite again. So, but it's been going pretty good. I've seen lots of numbers of like 6 to 12 pound northern that have come out. So, yeah.
You know who's after the northern when I come down in June?
I'm guessing your father-in-law.
Yeah, Gene loves northern, man. He calls it the poor man's lobster, I think is what he says.
Yeah, and pike's actually a very good fish to eat. I mean, they kind of got a bad rap, but they're very good, very tasty for sure.
I don't know.
Does he pickle them, or what does he do with them?
He does that. He they pickle, then they have some type of breading that they put on it and do something else. But I raise cattle, so I like to eat beef. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like my deer sausage. I like that kind of stuff. But I don't mind fish, but it's way more fun catching them.
That it is.
Well, I tell you what, Brent, we're going to come up against our first break here pretty shortly. So if you can just hang on the line here, we're going to continue talking. And there's a few more text messages and questions coming in. We'll get to those shortly. Brent Kemnitz is my guest here. He is the MoPro Guide Service Guide. He also runs the Mo Rest Motel along with his wife. And we'll have more coming up, talking fishing with him, maybe some hunting. Who knows what he's doing out there on his Lund fishing boat. We'll check that out. North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. The season premiere to date starts at noon with the board meeting at the Cowboy Hall of Fame main place, Medora, North Dakota. Make sure you check it out. More Dakota Prairie Outdoors coming up right after these messages. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You can get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Joe's with me here once again. We're talking ammunition. You want one of the largest selection of ammunition. Joe, why do you carry so many? And prices are better than box stores. What's going on?
Well, you got to make the price to where everybody can kind of afford it. I mean, we still have to keep the lights on, but, we want to make it so everybody can still shoot. And the wide selection, we have a lot of oddball calibers that nobody else covers, but hey, if they want it, they come in, they get it.
One of those oddball calibers is?
Well, this morning I got some 30-40 Craig. Nobody else had it. I got it. And then there's a few of them like that.
If a person's looking for the widest selection of ammunition, even if it's a little bit oddball, is that including you guys here, the oddballs too?
We're all just nice guys. We're not oddballs.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Let's get this baby rolling. Great Plains Market Report. Welcome to YouTube, buddy. Awesome. I'm going to check that out after the radio program here.
All the oak swamp bottom dewdrop falling. Old Tom answering a hoot house calling. Nothing like the sound when the day breaks.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition on KFYR to Bismarck, North Dakota, KOLY Mobridge, South Dakota, KGFX Pierre, South Dakota, all along the Missouri River Basin. I'm on the Little Missouri River Basin. Mitch, good morning. If you're watching on YouTube Live, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, subscribe to my channel, please. I'd appreciate that a lot. You can watch any of this Saturday show I do every Saturday morning. You can watch replays of it anytime on YouTube. So, Mitch, welcome. Good morning. Great Plains Market Report is a new subscriber. And also, subscribe to the Great Plains Market Report on their YouTube Live channel as well. Updates on what's happening all across the upper Midwest. Paddlefish snagging season. It's done today by 7 o'clock, folks. Okay, if you North Dakota paddlefish season has been just huge this year. So 7 p.m. Central Time tonight is when it closes down. You do have a few days for snag and release after that, but it's been a good year. Brent Kemnitz from the MoPro Guide Service, Mobridge, South Dakota. Paddlefish season closing today in North Dakota because it's that good up at the confluence up there. It's just crazy. We don't get a lot of paddlefish down in this stretch of the river, but it's because they're catching them all.
Yeah, I suppose so. We do see them once in a while. You'll see one be driving down the lake, and you'll see one jump in front of you. So, what a cool fish, too! Just crazy looking and prehistoric. Yeah, they're really neat.
South Dakota does have a paddlefish season, though.
They do, yes.
And where are you going to find some in South Dakota? I mean, I'm sure they have them in certain areas.
Yeah, guys are doing them in the tail races just like they are up in North Dakota, but they're doing them, like down below, down on Francis Case and Randall and those reservoirs down there. That's where most of the guys are traveling down there to get to do their paddlefish snagging. So, yeah.
Well, if anybody has questions for Brent Kemnitz about fishing on Lake Oahe, call 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. You can also, if you're on YouTube, you can leave me a message like a lot of folks are doing right now. Or you can also text them to me at 701-425-6651. Clay, he's traveling up this way to help me with the shoot. He says, hey, I finally learned how to fillet northerns without bones this year. So, yeah, you can do that, can't you?
You can. It's kind of a tricky little deal, but it's definitely doable. And like I said, if you can get all the bones out of them, they're spectacular table fare. So yeah.
So if you'd rate the quality of tasting fish, highest to lowest in 3, just you have 3, what would those top 3 be?
I'd go perch number 1, walleye number 2, and then pike number 3.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's right. Let's go to the phone lines here. Welcome to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You're on with Brent Kemnitz.
Morning, Brent and Scott. This is Jesse up in Hazen. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing great, Jesse. How are you?
Good. I've had the privilege of coming down and being in Brent's boat a couple times. It's a great time, people. Brent, something that shocked me about a Lake Oahe. Can you talk about the differences fishing that and fishing Sakakawea for all of us northerners up here? When you dropped down 1.5 ounce bottom bouncer on 60 foot of water, I thought you were on something wacky. But boy, we still caught fish. I looked at Scott. I thought you said this guy knew what he was doing. And then all of a sudden the fish started rolling in the boat.
Well, I tell you what, the one thing, Jesse, and I think I told you this out on the boat that day, we've got a new bait in the system here in the last 10 years, and it's lake herring or Cisco's. They're called Cisco's a lot of places. And our fish traditionally with those as a bait run deeper than what they do when they're smelt around. So yeah, so that's kind of the reason why. We did, like the last fall, it was the same way. Most of our fish came out of 45 to 60 foot of water. So they definitely have slid deeper than what they used to. So
yeah, that was something interesting for me after hearing everybody up here say they're catching them in all the way down to 2 feet, in the bays and on the shore. All of a sudden we were dropping ocean line out. I was confused.
Jesse,
guys, I hope to get down there again, Brent, one of these years.
Yeah, it'd be great, Jesse. Hopefully you can join us.
You bet. Talk to you later.
You bet. Thanks for
Thank
the call.
you.
Appreciate that. 888-9 Dakota. That's 888-932-5682. Feel free to give a call and join in here on the fun here before we have 5 minutes before we can get all the advice we can hear from Brent. You see that, and Jesse still questions that went up. We do the Dakota Walleye Classic. I help MC, and we run patrol boat for that fishing tournament on Sakakawea. And, we were in 18 feet of water, and people thought we were nuts up there, and we were catching them, 18 to 20 some feet. We started pulling in some walleye, and we weren't in the tournament itself. But when one tournament fishing boat sees another boat catch a fish, guess what happened?
Yeah.
We got surrounded in a hurry. So,
yep, I understand that. That's how it is. It seems like you don't dare catch a fish in front of somebody. They're sliding right in on you if you do. So, yeah.
Well, another thing that you did with us, you took us to the piers. I don't know if you call them that, but the bridge foundation, I guess you would say. And we fished those. And that was fun. That was kind of something new that you showed us that I didn't even think about.
Yeah. Well, it's structure, for these fish. They're using them to ambush bait and stuff. So, yeah, they produce, definitely. It's kind of a cool little deal that the Mobridge area has got, that if you don't have bridges, you don't get to do that. So, but yeah, definitely some different methods with those.
So have you seen any of the Rain Bowman crew out on the water yet?
Not yet. I don't think they've showed up quite yet. So, but I'm sure we'll be seeing them here in the next couple of weeks. They're on the water a lot.
Yeah.
So
population of Mobridge increases by 20 people when they show up for the whole summer.
Yep, definitely.
Hey, how was your and besides fishing here, how was your hunting season? Did you get a deer this last year?
I did shoot one with my bow. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good deal.
Wasn't anything special, but I did kill one this year. So yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of my hunting. Our fishing was just sensational last fall, so I didn't spend a lot of time in the deer stand. I spent a lot of time in the boat last fall. So, yeah, yep.
How late did you keep your boat in the water?
December 11th was the last day I was on the water. So,
really?
Yep. And I think a week later it was froze over. So
that fast, yeah. I tell you, when it decided to get cold, it got cold in a hurry.
It did. It got very cold in a hurry, is right. Yeah.
I don't know what Mother Nature's on here. I think she's on some type of drugs here for the last few weeks, but we could see some warmer temps get that grass growing a little bit. But, they get the warmer, once the temperature does start warming up, say we get into the 60s, 70s for a week, where are those fish going to be located in Lake Oahe? Are they going to start coming into some more shallow areas, or are they going to still be deep?
No, they'll start sliding up. You'll start seeing them. Like I said earlier, we'll start pitching jigs for them. A lot of times we'll catch them in 6 inches to a foot of water.
Really?
Yeah, they'll move right up there. They try to get their body temps up so they can get their metabolism cranking, and then the feed bags are on. And through the rest of May and into most of June, we'll be in 15 foot of water and less most of the time when we're catching our fish. So. Yeah, and Oahe is going to be sensational this year. We've got lots of numbers of fish on Oahe right now. The spawn the last 4 years has been off the charts, really, really good. So we're going to see a lot of small fish, but then we're going to see a lot of those fish that are 15 to 20 inches, and then we'll see a few of those bigger fish too. So
I'll tell you, you're going to see a little bit more water this year too, because the Garrison Dam is going to be unleashing. They're going to increase it by 10,000 here each week for a few weeks. So you're going to see a lot of water. They said the water is going to be high all the way down.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, when we were 2 weeks ago, we had 6 inches before we were totally filled. Now they've dropped it about 1.5 feet. So, yeah, so it's it's been a crazy spring with all this runoff and stuff like that too. So,
how do people find you, my friend?
Well, you can get a hold of us on telephone, 605-845-3668, or you can look us up on the internet. It's www.oahewalleyes.com.
And social media?
Yep, I do have a Facebook page. It's just I don't have one for our company quite yet, but I will. Yeah. But right now they could just look up Brent Kemnitz on Facebook, and then I will be there. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Brent. I appreciate it, man.
You bet. Thanks, Scott.
Brent Kemnitz, MoRest, MoPro Guide Service. Look for the Facebook page with the most selfies and that's probably him. More coming up second half with Dakota Prairie Outdoors after these. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs. We got the LCP with the laser. We got that little Taurus. We got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Pfeiffer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pfeiffer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pfeifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Joe's with me here once again. We're talking ammunition. You want one of the largest selection of ammunition. Joe, why do you carry so many? And prices are better than box stores. What's going on?
Well, you got to make the price to where everybody can kind of afford it. I mean, we still have to keep the lights on, but, we want to make it so everybody can still shoot. And the wide selection, we have a lot of oddball calibers that nobody else covers, but hey, if they want it, they come in, they get it.
One of those oddball calibers is?
Well, this morning I got some 30-40 Krag. Nobody else had it. I got it. And then there's a few of them like that.
If a person's looking for the widest selection of ammunition, even if it's a little bit oddball, is that including you guys here, the oddballs too?
We're all just nice guys. We're not oddballs.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Mossy oak, swamp bottom, dewdrop falling. Old Tom answering a hoot house calling. Nothing like the sound when the day breaks. Me and Daddy in the woods on a Saturday. See his granddaddy.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition on KFYR Bismarck, KOLY Mobridge, also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. Good to have you along here this morning. Also, I'll have more subscribers on my YouTube channel. Appreciate that. Go to Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Subscribe. Help me out a little bit and enjoy. So if you're watching it on your mobile device and you want to call in, join in on the comments, questions, 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. As we welcome to the second half of the program, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kyle Manning out of that Pierre, South Dakota area. Good morning, Kyle. How you doing?
Good morning, Scott. I'm doing well. Thank you.
You bet. It's first time on my radio program with me, and first time we got to talk to each other. But I was sent by KGFX, their egg director, Jody, sent me a little thing, and the second annual Lake Sharp and Lake Oahe bow fishing tournament, and I could not have you on. I needed because I used to do this when I lived in Brookings. I was teaching over in Brookings for a while, and Lake Campbell, I believe, south of Brookings, is loaded with carp. And I don't know if I was legal or not. Granted, it's been over 7 years ago, so I think the statute of limitations is over on me for anybody coming after me. But I don't know if they come after me for carp anyway, but man, that's a good time. So tell us a little bit about who you are first and what got you interested in starting this up.
Well, I'm Kyle Manning, of course, here in Pierre, South Dakota. Been a resident for 24 years, born and raised in South Dakota, originally from Wessington Springs. Okay. I got addicted to the bow fishing world about 4 years ago. My son introduced me to it. Got hooked with the very first outing and haven't looked back. Dove in head over heels, bought a pontoon, turned it into a tri-toon specifically built for the bow fishing world. Have it set up with lights so we can do some night fishing as well. So originally I started off with a little bit of tournament time over in Mitchell and Lake Thompson. Got to know quite a few people through the bow fishing world and the tournaments, and people started suggesting that I hold a tournament out in Pierre. And after a couple of years of being nagged on for it, I decided to put one on last year. It went off very, very well. We had a very good turnout for the first year. Looking forward to the second year. Everybody was very impressed with how everything turned out and asked me to do another one. So here we are.
That's awesome. You mentioned Lake Thompson. I fished Lake Thompson up there too, and that's what a nice little area that is. And you know that one thing about once you hit the Missouri River Basin and you head east in South Dakota, you can find a lot of great little lakes out there.
Oh, they're absolutely outstanding over in that area. Yeah. Very rich with many different carp and other invasive species as well.
So when you bow fish, I mean, you're specifically targeting carp, aren't you?
All rough fish, and we are during the daytime hours to bow fish, game fish as well.
You are.
But most everybody is after the trash fish to try and help clean up the lakes and rivers.
Yeah. It's so fat. I mean, those trash fish can take over, like that Lake Campbell I was telling you about. I mean, it literally took over the entire lake. It was just crazy how it pushed everything else out. So you mentioned something interesting. You switched your pontoon to a tri-toon. Why does that help during bow fishing?
Lets us get into a little shallower water.
Okay.
And also provides for better flotation when we're going after what we call the numbers tournaments.
Sure.
When we go use the numbers tournaments, we're trying to fit as many fish as we can into the boat. And by adding that third tune, we're able to get in skinnier and add even more weight to the pontoon without much effect in the depth of water we're going into.
Okay. That makes complete sense there. And I like the night hunting side of things. I think that'd be a lot of fun too. So tell us about this tournament here. It's coming up May 25th, it looks like. And what do people need to do to get entered? What can they expect when they get in there? And the rules, regulations, all that.
The start time is May 25th at 8 p.m. We end May 26th at 7 a.m. We are asking for pre-registration. They can all the information is on our bow fishing tournament flyer. They can contact me directly on my cell phone at 605-280-7459. They can reach me through Facebook, through my personal page, Kyle Manning. I also have another page for our team, which is Killin, Killn, DAT, trash. They can contact me through that as well.
Killing debt trash. It looks like here you up to 4 people per boat, and you're limiting it to 19 teams. And why is that? Is it just easier to keep track that way?
We are having the tournament on the Memorial Day weekend, and Game Fishing does not allow permits for fishing tournaments on the holiday weekend. So we have to limit it under 19 boats and under, or 49 participants and under, to not need the permit.
I see. Yeah, that makes complete sense. But you are going to have some good payouts here, and first place taking home $300 here now. And you have some sponsors, and I want you to mention these sponsors because it's important for people to hear this. No matter if any radio station that's on, these people are actually sticking their neck out and helping you out with this, and that's kind of a nice thing to have all the time. So go ahead. Do you have them in front of you, or remember them, or do you want?
Yes, sir. I've got them.
You bet. Give it to us.
I cannot thank them enough. We've got first place sponsored by Todd's Electric of $300. They're also sponsoring second place of $200. Third place is sponsored by Yamas Fencing here in Pierre for $100. We're going to have some big and small fish cash prizes sponsored by Slumberland Furniture and the Coffee Cup Fuel Stop down in Vivian. We've also got a sponsorship from Schwartz Agency. They're giving away a Megamouth reel. Weatherall Insulation is donating a ready-to-fish bow fishing bow package, and they're also giving away an AMS bow fishing reel.
Okay.
The Steel Stackers bow fishing team based here in Pierre has graciously donated 3 AMS Chaos arrows, and Chase Auto and RV is donating the use of a dump trailer for fish disposal, along with East Pierre Landscaping Center for the fish disposal. Runnings here in Pierre has allowed us to use their parking lot for staging to take off and return to, do the fish weigh and counts, and they're also donating some gift cards. There's also other sponsors that are coming in as we speak that are coming in on a daily basis. So we'll get them recognized on our Facebook page as well.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, one of the things about getting rid of some of these trash fish here is what are you going to do with disposal? So you say that you're going to have a dumpster or something to dispose them in. Where do they go from there? Are they reused for anything, or you just get rid of them and say bygones?
They're turned into fertilizer. They're composted and turned into fertilizer and reused for growing vegetables, plants, trees, you name it.
Yeah. And it's good fertilizer too. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So May 25th, starting in the evening, going until the morning. So it's a night fishing tournament. And so Lake Sharp, and it says on Lake Oahe if weather permits. What's going to dictate that?
The windy weather in South Dakota, windy or thunderstorms.
No, doesn't get windy in South Dakota. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. We were very fortunate last year to allow both Oahe and Sharp. We did have to have a short pause in the action as a thunderstorm did roll through. Some people were only off the water for about 25 minutes. Others of us were off for about 2 hours. So weather permitting on Oahe.
Yeah. Now, when you're putting this together and getting out there, do you run any kind of like a support boat or patrol boat to make sure everybody's following their rules and regulations, and if they have trouble that you can help them out, or are they on their own?
A little bit of both. We did have the team from Millbank have some motor issues. They were able to get back into the ramp and load up, and everybody got in safely.
Good.
We kind of go on a as needed basis. If somebody's in trouble, definitely everybody knows everybody. We've got everybody's cell phone number, so we have that ability to get to them if we need to. So we do have some off limit areas down here in the Pierre area and up above in Oahe as well. We just don't want light shining in people's homes, being disrespectful that way. But for the most part, everybody comes in and has good equipment, and we're ready to go.
So are you in the tournament too? Are you playing along?
Yes, sir. My team, Killing That Trash. There's 4 of us, myself, my son, Tyler Manning, a coworker, Dean Hall, and Kelly Yamas of Yamas Fencing.
Okay. Now, the question is, those that maybe they're listening, maybe they're not. Where's the place to go? Come on. Where's the place to go? I mean, if somebody say, I've never been down here to this tournament. I heard it on Scott's radio program. I'm going to make it all the way down and do this. Where would you send somebody that hasn't been there before without compromising your secret spot?
Capitol Lake is a wonderful fishery.
What was that?
Capitol Lake is a wonderful fishery.
Okay. You're going to leave it at that, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
See how you're
completely off limits. I don't think Governor Noem would appreciate a boat on Capitol Lake.
Oh, is that right? Maybe that would get her on my program, though. That might be a way to get her on.
Sure.
You can do that. So, besides the bow fishing, you said you like to do a lot of other things, hunt, and come on, Kyle, where's the place to go? One of the people on YouTube says, give it to us.
And honestly, anywhere on Lake Sharp or Lake Oahe, you get on there, it's very bountiful with the trash fish. There's really no one good area.
Yeah. So when I was bow fishing, I was just doing it off of a pier and a boat dock, and you have to aim a little different, don't you? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done it. I think I had to aim low. Is that right or not?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You got to aim low, and it's even lower up here with the clear water. It's very deceptive. You think the fish are very close to the surface, and when you shoot, your arrow is nowhere near.
Yeah, nowhere's near it.
It's quite different. Yeah, it's quite different shooting Oahe and Sharp when the water's clear in comparison to the east side of the state with the little dirtier water.
Right. Well, let's just hope we don't get those jumping carp, those Asian ones coming in here. That doesn't look like any fun.
Nope, that'll wipe out the fishery in a hurry.
Yeah, well. So you said you do other things. You like hunting. How was your deer season? Did you get out this year, or last season, I should say?
Was only fortunate enough to draw a muzzleloader tag, and by the time muzzleloader season came around, most of the public areas that I was at were already very hardly hunted.
Yeah.
So had tag suit, but that's okay. I enjoy just getting into the outdoors, enjoying it anyway.
So how about upland game bird hunting? You do any of that? I know that's pretty big in that neck of the woods too.
It's very big around here. I did get out of the upland bird hunting a few years back and focus a little more on archery hunting and rifle hunting for deer.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, I haven't been a whole lot of upland game bird hunting because that's usually in the times where I can't take off a whole lot, weaning and working the cattle and all that. But I think this year we're going to have to make a little chance to get back into it. I was talking to a buddy of mine about how I enjoyed shotguns so much all the time. And I don't think I've pulled my shotgun out very often here for the last 5 years now. So got to get back into that. So, well, Kyle, tell us once again quickly here what's been going on. If people want to find out more about this tournament, give us the information one more time before I let you run here.
The tournament starts May 25th at 8 p.m. We are doing a final registration rules meeting. We start lining the pickups and boats up at around 6 o'clock in the Runnings parking lot here in Pier. We go through Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. We've got to be returned back to the Runnings parking lot at 7. If anyone has any questions, they can contact me via cell phone at 605-280-7459 or through Messenger on my Facebook page, Kyle Manning. Rules meeting is going to be very short and sweet. We just expect everybody to know most of the bow fishing rules and regulations through the South Dakota Game Fish and Parks. We try to be as polite and respectful to everyone that we can, especially the homeowners along the way as well. So,
yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking time and coming on. If there's anything that we can do, even during the day of the tournament, if you want to call in and tell us a little bit about what's going on, if the weather's nice and you have a good enough service, feel free to do that, my friend. Okay.
Will do. I certainly appreciate the opportunity and the time on the radio.
Absolutely. Anytime. You have yourself a good day.
You as well, Scott. Thank you.
You bet. Kyle Manning out of that Pierce, South Dakota area. Thanks for coming on to the program here. As we get the bow fishing tournament started up here, and just walking into the door of the ranch house, Clay Peterson, pull that microphone over. How you doing, man?
Good. How we doing, Scott?
Well, I'm setting your levels here. See, you're in the studio, but I only have one webcam facing me, so the folks on YouTube can't see your ugly mug either.
I was going to say, I probably got a face for radio anyway.
I lived by that for so many years until they're like, you got to have a YouTube channel. So here we go. So, Clay, you're going to be helping me at the North Dakota Junior High Rodeo State Small Bore Shoot. That's a lot of stuff you got to say to get through that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward. It's been a couple of years since I've been able to do it.
Well, you're going to be the range master.
That's what you tell me.
You're going to be the firing line range master. So all your years of training with the NRA groups over the years, you should have that covered, I hope.
I hope so. I know what not to do.
Yeah. And there's certain rules we have to go by with these kids as well. So, but yeah, I'm got a couple minutes here, Clay. You came back yesterday, the first meeting of the group North Dakota Lockout. I attended that last night. Yeah.
They had a great meeting. This was their first organizational meeting, and things look good. It's come together real good. They got their mission statement accomplished.
Okay.
They know the goals they want to set. And I think they're going to have a very positive. That was the theme. We want to keep this positive.
Absolutely.
And again, stress that this was never about anti-hunting. Most of us are hunters, and we'd hate to see that happen. So basically, the next 2 years, they're going to be working to bridge that gap, get something that probably has got a good chance to pass in the state legislature, but without hurting our heritage of ag and hunting. I mean, them are two big heritages in the state of North Dakota. But in the meantime, the landowners had to stand up for themselves, and that's what this is about.
Well, I just got Kim and Greg Seaman says, thanks for all you guys do for the kids. So people enjoy that, and Kyle was doing the same thing down there. He says when we were off, before I put him on the air, that he helps out with a lot of kids programs down that way too. So
Greg's a good guy. Great place over there. So Greg, hi.
There you go. I know where he's listening at or watching us on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not. They said we got to get on Facebook too, but I don't think so. I have to. There's only so much you can do with anti.
Yeah.
So
we'd probably get banned or reported.
Probably get banned on YouTube for what I do anyway. But yeah. So anyway, hopefully that goes well. There, I'm sure. I seen there was a big article by Rob Port here this morning that was released too. Story on it. So
yeah,
it's going to get around. I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions. I'm sure people will be contacting us.
They did, and they decided on a sign and what they're going to have now, so that and those we'll be releasing information on that. I'm sure the group will be putting that out there and how to get a hold of them. I think they got a really good path and a good plan forward here. So,
well, hopefully it stays positive.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. I hope it stays positive and everybody can get along.
Absolutely,
because
we won't accomplish nothing fighting.
So here's what I don't have enough time to get on my soapbox, but I'm going to try my best here to summarize it, because this is what I read into every day. Between the agricultural side and having an outdoors radio program, I'm hit from many areas of the anti-hunting, anti-ag, anti-everything, animal cruelty and the whole works. It is amazing how HSUS, World Wildlife Fund, groups, subdivisions of PETA, because PETA doesn't go on their own, but there's subdivisions of them.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
And they're watching North Dakota, the conservation groups and the bow hunting groups and all this, do the job for them against the animal guys.
Yeah.
And I wish we could just stick together and do it, and scare them. If all of us would get together and say, let's get together and do what's best for the industry of hunting and agriculture, we could whoop these anti-groups like nobody's business.
Be an unstoppable force.
Yeah. And it's just hard for me sitting on the outside watching it happen. And but
what do you do?
What do you do? I guess,
if everybody would quit fighting within themselves, within their own groups, we'd be unstoppable.
Yeah.
You'd never have things like Measure 5 come about.
Right. Well, we wouldn't have people moving into the areas like that either. So,
yeah.
So that's how it's going to go. But we're at the end of the line. Thanks, Clay, for coming up and helping. We have a lot of work. We still got to hook up the trailer and check the air pressure on the tires. We got a lot of gravel to get to Medora, my friend.
Yes.
So make sure that. Also coming up, paddlefish snaking season in North Dakota closes tonight at 7. For those of you that still have tags, you can do the tag and release. And the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame premiere tonight as well. Thanks for listening.